How to save your relationship. Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And today I wanted to talk about something that I get asked so frequently in my one-on-one coaching sessions. The reason for why people usually come and book with me, obviously on the Happily Committed website, is really just trying to navigate and manage how to save a relationship, how to fix your relationship. And the first thing that I usually like to say or talk about is, every situation is different. Every circumstance is different. Your situation is going to be different from the next person, from the next person to the next person. And the reason being is because the reason for that breakdown can be something specific that happened in your relationship that may have been different in somebody else's. So for you, it may have been communication. For somebody, it may have been infidelity. For somebody else, it may have been lack of intimacy, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, there are general things that you can start to do in order to try to save your relationship that are applicable in every situation and in every circumstance. And the first one is choose to commit to the process. So understanding the severity of your situation, right? Understanding that there is a real possibility or a potential for the relationship to come to an end. And in order to be able to fix it, to repair it, you have to commit to the process. You have to invest the time because there's no other way of doing it, right? Unless you are willing to commit to the process, there is no point. You're not going to get anywhere. And understanding that by committing to the process, by having an understanding that it's going to take time, there's patience that's involved here, right? There's empathy that has to be exercised. There's compassion that has to be exercised. And I say this all the time. There isn't an overnight solution to fixing a relationship. I just want to be 100% clear. If you are watching this video because you think I'm going to give you some tips and tools that's going to help to fix your relationship in a day or in a week, this is not the video for you. The process of saving a relationship, saving a marriage, takes time. It is a marathon, not a sprint, guys. And if anybody tells you that they can fix your relationship in 24 hours or a week, they are lying to you, because that is not the reality of the situation. And one of the primary things that I talk about all the time is having realistic expectations. The second part is communication. So communicating with your partner, having an understanding of what went wrong, what the issues are, and being able to effectively express your needs and your expectations and set boundaries and let your partner know what the repercussions are if these things are not met, and vice versa. Conflict resolution. Conflict resolution is a huge fundamental aspect of every relationship. If you are unable to resolve conflict, if you are unable to get past these types of issues, they just turn into resentments and frustration down the line, and you will continue to be in this negative cycle, this negative pattern. So having effective communication, and what does that look like? Oftentimes that involves you scheduling, an argument or a conversation with your partner. And I understand, arguments are inevitable. You can't avoid an argument sometimes. But if it's something that is very serious and severe and something that you've had on your mind for a while and you feel the need to talk about it, scheduling it with your partner will allow for you to have something what I call a fair fight. And a fair fight is where both partners are ready for that conversation. Because if you decide to bring up something intense when your partner is just coming home from work and they are exhausted and tired and they do not have the energy to deal with that, that is an unfair fight. And you are going to end up arguing, and you're going to feel like your partner does not understand you, but it's because they don't have the emotional capability to handle that conversation in that moment. And by scheduling a conversation, it also creates this feeling of a semi-controlled environment. And in a semi-controlled environment, you are more likely to have an emotionally neutral conversation where emotions are not running high, right? Making sure you are picking one topic to talk about. Don't pick multiple topics to talk about, because if you do, it's gonna be like herding cats. You will feel like you're gonna be going in circles over and over and over again. And one topic's gonna jump to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, and you're never fully actually going to resolve the problem at hand. So tackling one thing at a time. The other thing that I also advise is having a safe word. So if you feel like things are getting heated, then you can activate and utilize that safe word. And your partner knows, okay, it's time to take a break and step away from the conversation. But if you do utilize it, understand that it is incredibly important to come back to the conversation. So So make sure you communicate that to your partner. You know, I need to step away for a few minutes. I will be back in 15 to 30 minutes. My recommendation is always an hour because it gives you the time to cool down and to objectively look at the conversation and the argument and be able to come maybe with more of a rational or a logical standpoint. The third one is don't play the victim. You know, I understand how easy it can be to fall into that role, because if you feel like you are not understood, if you feel like you are not being heard, you're not being validated, you're not being acknowledged, we get into this pattern of this isn't fair. That's not fair. And it's the blame game, right? So instead of taking accountability for your actions in the relationship falling apart, you have a tendency of blaming your partner or vice versa, because you don't feel heard, you don't feel validated. And why should you validate your partner if they aren't validating you? So it takes a conscious decision, it takes a conscious effort to say to yourself, I will not victimize myself. I will not pretend like I have no part or no role in this. Because one of the major aspects of being able to save a marriage and save a relationship is taking accountability for your part in the breakdown of the relationship. The last one, and the one that is difficult for a lot of people to do, is letting go of past hurts, right? Because there is an emotional attachment to that. There may have been some trauma that came from that. And letting go of that hurt means that you are allowing yourself to be vulnerable again. It means that you are allowing yourself to trust your partner again. But understand, the foundation of a relationship is to trust your partner, is to feel like you are able to be vulnerable with them, because in that vulnerability, you are able to build a deeper connection and a deeper bond. So figuring out ways to manage those emotions, manage those thoughts, and if you decide to forgive your partner, forgive your partner. You cannot forgive with conditions. If you choose to forgive, that's it. You forgive and you move on. So just to reiterate, the four things that you can start to apply right now is commit to the process, right? Understand that you are going to be investing time and it's going to take a little while. The second one is communicating with your partner. So, you know, setting up structured conversations, making sure that it's a fair fight, understanding that there are safe words that you can utilize in order to step away from the conversation to actually have a productive and efficient conversation. The third one is not playing the victim, taking accountability for your role in the breakdown of the relationship as well. And the fourth and final one is making sure that you make a conscious effort, decision to forgive past hurts. If you forgive your partner, forgive them and move on, move past that previous hurt. If you guys related to this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love having open dialogues with people, so if this is something that you're related to, maybe you are currently going through this, maybe you feel like I may have missed something, please leave your comments. I would love to read them. I love to read all the comments. Maybe it's possible that you just need a little bit more detail. You want to know a little bit more. You can visit us at happilycommitted.com, where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. If you want to book a one-on-one coaching session with myself or any of the other amazing coaches on the team, you can also do that directly through the website. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you guys soon.